All right. So, I mean, you've been here before. Basically, like the expectations, kids are at the door by the water fountain. They walk in. I greet them. They'll probably be showing you like their sign language sign, like how they're feeling. Have them explain too if you want, but not a big deal. They come in, put their water bottles away behind the balance beam, then they sit on their assigned dot spot. I do have that clipboard on the star cart to show you like where they sit, and that might help with names or whatever for the week. And at that point, we usually start with just a quick discussion for what the day's going to look like, and then they go right into their warm up. So I have the slides ready to go. So I'll talk about Tuesday's warm up in a second. That one's kind of unique. Wednesdays is just a 3 minute option for cardio, so they can do the models. Or I am starting to allow jump rope practice, and we're starting to get into some jump rope. So if they want to grab a jump rope, maybe just give them some extra time for that. If they want to bring it back to their dot spot. So that's kind of the option for Wednesday. Those timers are all autoplay. So like as soon as you hit present on the slideshow, it'll just pop up and it'll automatically go. And then Thursday's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a superhero video. They follow along with the superhero character. They rest when she rests. And I usually only do about half of them. So I do about 5 minutes instead of the full 10 minutes. The only thing that's unique about Tuesday is that I have them do what's called superhero school sacred movements. So this involves these two buckets that I'm going to leave on the kind of in the office. It's like an orange and blue bucket. It has all these little cards in it with superheroes on them. And so the idea there is that one's an 8 minute timer. And what they do is they, for the first 4 minutes of the 8 minute total time, they'll come up, close their eyes, make it a surprise. They pull a card out of the bucket, and that tells them where they go. They know what to do K through 5, so you don't need to do any extra explanation. The only difference is that second 4 minute chunk, I call it freestyle time. And at that point, they don't have to draw cards randomly out of the bucket anymore. They can just go to any station of their choice. Typically, you'll see pretty long lines at the climbing ladder and the pull-up bar. It's not a big deal. Just be mindful of it, I guess. The only difference is that kindergarten has yet to do the freestyle time, so you can introduce that to them. You can just be like, hey, guys, we're going to do first 4 minutes just like we did last week, pulling cards out of the bucket, but that second 4 minutes, you can choose where you want to go. And the only other thing you might need for that is to set up mats. So what I usually do is I'll set up mats. I'll set up 2 over by station number 5. I'll set up 2 flat for the back bend station. I'll set up 2 flat over by the handstand station, which is station number 7. And then I'll set up a mat under the pull-up bar, station number 8, with that little ladder that I'll also put in the office. And then I'll put another mat underneath the climbing ladder. You might need to do an extra mat stacked up on top just for the little guys so they can like reach it. But that's the only other extra setup you might need on Tuesday. And you can just use the mats that are under those soccer goals that are kind of over by the rock climbing wall. Other than that, you'll do the warm up. You'll do the game setup, and then that's about it. And then just wrap up. As things come up, obviously adapt and modify and go from there. So that should be it for expectations.